So, this clip is from my latest, how do you call it, purchase. People are sending me links about CBD oil, and I then thought that maybe that's something worth trying. So I bought some, and I bought a slightly bigger quantity. It's a box of, I think it weighs like 6 kilo. Nah. Well, it weighs a lot. And it comes from a place called Hamppufarmi, which means hemp farm. And now let's see what this thing contains. What do you call it? You see their logo. It's that cannabis leaf on it, and I must admit when I first got this I was a bit taken back by it. But I'll be looking at see, that's their logo there. Hamppufarmi, Murtolan Hamppufarmi. So they make CBD oil products. Let's get one out. So it's cold press hemp oil. And I learned from a guy who was consuming this that they had a big teaspoon in the morning and big teaspoon in the evening, and that was their dosage. But I'll start consuming that every morning and night and see whether it has any effects on my, well, oh, sorry, I'm tired. Yeah, that's one thing. What do you call it? The exercise bike. I now got these small video clips when you exercise that, you know, the trainer, and I've now hooked it up on this small iPad, which is for my drone primarily. So yeah, I put it on the iPad and I did some tracks, but the free ones, I think the longest one was it 3.5 kilometers uphill, but still, even though looking at that video, it's kind of, you get into it because depending on how fast you cycle, that's how fast the video moves. A bit more sense of actually doing something compared to you just staring at a stationary wall when you're pedaling. You can get a very good workout on it, I'm not saying that, but it is brain-numbingly not boring. It's just, oh yeah, I had a point. Sorry. Because it's so boring, I noticed that with that I do flat. You can easily do flat out because you don't have any obstacles or anything that would hinder you from doing that. So I then easily go overboard, and then I do only like 20 minutes a day or something like that. But for some reason I feel better when I've cycled to work, even in the snow, when I can't get my heart rate as high, but now after doing it a couple of days this week, I feel, yeah, I think it's also to do with the duration, that, or maybe it's just me, because you obviously develop your condition in addition to avoiding MS symptoms is that your condition grows when you do a bit longer, and that's what then makes it easier and more pleasurable to do. But I noticed that now that I was coming home, I've had it on the small cog in the front, and I forgot it, because if you have it on the smallest, if you have it there and then you shift back on the back leaf set or whatever you call it, if you switch to the smallest one, which means that you're going, but when the both are at the smallest, the change, they drop off. Oh man, so this happened to me, and it was under a bridge, so I had a going hill, and when I've done it for this, let's say 20 minutes, I cannot lift my left leg. You know how or I don't know if you know, but you need to kind of adjust your foot and have it in air and then click it onto the thing. But I can't do that adjusting motion with my left foot when I'm tired. So then my left foot isn't hooked up to the clip, and then that pedaling, it's not good. But luckily it was the last kilometre or so I managed.
She walks in beauty.
Today I finally saw the article that was published by Kauppalehti, and what do you call it? They asked for my comments after they put their first draft out, or they sent me the first draft of my quotes of what they were going to publish, and they did some alterations as I asked, but then some of them they didn't care. They put them in there anyway, which is a bit of a bummer. Well, the good thing is that it was published Thursday, and I didn't hear from anybody about the, what do you call it, paper. So maybe people at work haven't looked at it so thoroughly, and we have one guy in our company who is interested in these financial news, but even he didn't comment, so maybe nobody's seen it, which is kind of a good thing. I actually went to our kiosk today, and I was looking for the article. Today's Sunday, and what do you call it? It was nowhere to be found. So they take the papers and then they send them back home, the articles that haven't been sold. But here I found it online. It's stating that flexibility is key for a consultancy company. And I was surprised that, what do you call it? Because the whole article, the idea is to create, it was sold to me that it's a publication about successful companies in every single county or area, lääni, and then they'll take out the most successful ones and then create an article. But I was kind of waiting that this article would have more kind of financial details in it, which there was none, or I didn't spot them. Maybe I need to comb through it even more, or see if it's somewhere else in the article, but I couldn't find any financial information in it. And that photographer that took my picture there, she had an interesting way of, I'll show you a bit. If you look at the picture there, and under my left arm here, you can see that it's tremendously bright. So she had her flashlight on the, I'm standing here. She had the flashlight on the ground and I'm leaning against this railing here and the flash is coming up, so it's lightening the darkest bit of me. So oh yeah. But yeah, she was rude to me, the photographer, when I was trying to make polite conversation. Nee, meillä ei ole. We don't have hobbyist equipment, or we're not doing this as a hobby. As I am, obviously, but my equipment was partially similar to hers. She was using that exact lens here. That was her lens there, 24-70. I was making comments about that, but she just didn't fly. But it will, if not anything else, then it's going to be a reminder that I've sometimes done stuff like this. Other thing that I wanted to show you now that I've been more active is, you remember the kettlebell thing last time, and this is the men's kettlebell. This is my left, and I've been doing that and I can do it now, which is I mean, this is not doing it properly, but just as a demonstration without any speed or anything. I can get it up, and which, the main point here, it was an impossible idea that I would do it even once with my left hand. So what the, how do I say, I find that doctors then did not put a strong enough emphasis on the fact that if you do not exercise your muscles, especially the ones that are losing power, if you don't exercise them, they'll go they'll disappear completely. And it's, what do you call it? It's still softer than the right hand one, but it's slightly, it feels like a muscle, which is very positive, as positive things go. So that stuff isn't irreversible. Also talked to Belgrade for, in the middle of the workday, I sent my forms in, my medical details, and they called me like half an hour, 15 minutes after I sent it. And a lady called and said, well, yeah, nice to have your details. I have a neurologist here who would like to interview you. Are you free to do it now? And she was speaking in, well, a very pronounced accent. And we went through my case, and now there's a potential that it's called Swiss Medica, and it's in Belgrade. The flights are horribly expensive to there, but it would be a 5 days treatment, and what do you call it? They would, in that period of time, they would give you one type of stem cells. They're saying that you can use your own stem cells from your body fat. If you're tremendously old, then they'll use the stem cell from an unbiblical cord. But if you're young, they called me young, and I said I don't feel young, and the doctor said that she's older than me, which I then replied that I didn't try to insult her, I just said that I feel young. But anyway, and now they said that they have moved to a new facility and they'll be able to take me in 1 week's notice. And what else? They don't use chemo, which would be, for me, that would be a key, because I'm still working, and I don't, because looking at some of these chemo patients, they need to avoid all human contact for a long period of time, not to get ill, because they don't have no immune system. So, and why I like it better that there's no chemo is that the chemo is based on the theory that it's your immune system that is attacking you, and the old immune system needs to be killed in order to build a new immune system. I believe that the stem cells would be able to repair some of the damages done. But the price is still quite steep. I think it was it 7,500 for the treatment, flights and hotel. So it would be easily, and living, so it'd be easily around 10,000 euros. But and we were talking with the doctor, and what do you call it? If I would regain something, it would be, I'm not expecting to be 100% healthy, but for me, a success would be being able to walk for 5 kilometers without getting a foot drop and stumbling over myself and all sorts of horrid things like that. Let's see how it goes. But anyway, Jesus Christ is King. Amen.
She don't talk much, she's a golden vessel. Why do most men kill the thing they love?